Mid-Main Chamber, in partnership with Epic View Studios, proudly present Chamber Chatter. Today's segment of Chamber Chatter is sponsored by our friends at Aroma Joe's, Main Technology Group, and Epic View Studios Video Production and Marketing. If you'd like us to film an episode of Chamber Chatter at your business, email Jennifer. Jennifer at midmainchamber.com.
It's time for another edition of Chamber Chatter, brought to you by the Mid-Main Chamber and also sponsored by Aroma Joe's, Epic View Studios, and Main Technology Group. I'm here with Derek Lezot, and Derek, obviously, you have Catchy Marketing. Let's talk about some of the things going on with Catchy Marketing. You're here on Main Street. It's got to be a busy area for you.
Yeah, it's very busy. When I first moved here, I started working with a lot of people throughout New England, and then quickly people were finding me on Google, and I started working with people right across the street, and it makes it really nice to be able to help people that are within the community, and just, it's a lot easier when you're working with people, in person rather than just emailing over and over again, and that, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's so cool too to be on Main Street where you have all this activity. Obviously, Waterville right now is bustling with activity, from businesses to the arts. Talk to me about some of the clients that you work with and how you're able to help them.
Sure, yeah, I've worked with a number of clients in a bunch of different fields. I work with the Driving Academy right over here that's part of the Chamber. I work with Moose Mountain Adventure Park, which is a mini golf course in Richmond. Pretty much any type of small business. So I really help people hands-on. A lot of people don't know exactly what they're doing online. They just don't have the education or just don't have the time. And so I help people right from the start, whether they need to, rebrand, turn their logo into a vector file so they can use it for everything. I start there, make sure that they look great, and once they look great, then we're ready to advertise, build them a website, and do things like that. So I really just try to help from start to finish and make sure that they're in the best possible situation to really thrive.
So obviously, you take a look at what you've done, Derek, for a lot of people with websites. How important is it for somebody to have a good website these days?
Very important. I mean, it's the first thing that somebody looks at. They will search you on Google, and then they'll check out your website. And if you look, if everything looks very professional, people are going to want to work with you. If it looks kind of like it's just put together, they're not going to it's not going to build much credibility. They're not going to be sure that, you're working with a lot of people. They're going to think it's something that you just kind of are doing on the side. So it's very important.
You've done a really nice job with your website and some of your marketing. That must be comforting for a business to see and go, wow, he's really done a nice job with his website, which then leads them to imagine if we had something like this.
Sure, yeah. I mean, a lot of people can't really envision it if they're not savvy with that type of work. So that's where I come in, and I can kind of envision exactly what they're looking for and put that together. And usually on the first try, I can show them a design that they're pretty happy about. So that's always rewarding, and it's great to have that creativity that I've been working with web design and Photoshop and all of this since I was a teenager. So it really comes in handy, and I'm happy to help the local community.
So obviously here in Main Street, there's a lot of small businesses. How do you help a small business?
Really, I don't want to be a burden on a business, and I feel like a lot of small businesses don't know where to start, and they don't necessarily have the budget to get too in-depth right off. So I like to just check out the business. I look at all their marketing material. I go online, look at their awareness online, and then I just build kind of a plan for them from ground up. And I feel like that's the best way to really help a business out and not be a burden and just give them services they don't really need. And I don't want to do that, so yeah.
So obviously small businesses, big businesses want to get in touch with you. How can they do that?
They can either call me directly at 207-649-8509, or they can head to catchymarketing.com. They can find me on there to set up a meeting, or just email me, however you want to.
Well, you certainly have a catchy name, and obviously you do a great job with marketing, so keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Today's installment of Chamber Chatter is brought to you by Mid-Main Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with Epic View Studios Video Production and Marketing. Special thanks to our sponsors, Aroma Joe's, Main Technology Group, and Epic View Studios Video Production and Marketing. Interested in featuring your business on Chamber Chatter? Reach out to Jennifer. Jennifer at midmainchamber.com.